So that is now recording. Alright. So, I'm taking all these safety precautions because cane toads have poison glands on them. Now, the poison from a cane toad is actually water soluble, which means that I can wash it away with water. But if I've got it on my hands and I get it on my face and then I eventually get it into my mouth, I will poison myself and I'll make myself quite sick. So that's something. Yes, you can. So it causes your lungs and your heart to shut down. This keeps wanting to slide off my nose.
Put it like underneath the glasses as well.
And if you get it into your eyes, it can be absorbed as well. That's fine. I'm just going to avoid touching my mouth. When we dispose of this, it will be incinerated. All right, it'll be burnt. So what we are going to do is we're going to step through this bit by bit. So these two bits here, these light coloured bits. Oh, sorry. Where are you? I can't figure out which way to move it.
Bring it back to you.
To you, right?
Alright,
That looks like a little dinghy.
so I can't move it. Alright, this is where it's going to be. So these here, they're the poison glands, the little light coloured bits. Can you see them? Yeah? I'm not going to touch the poison glands. Alright, it's a little bit frozen still, so it makes it a little bit hard, but it's 4, oh, gross. It's 4 legs. Oh, its little toad hands. It's got its eyes here. Now remember that toads and frogs, they have their eyelids, and then they've also got their nictitating membrane, so that membrane that comes and covers their eyes. Rats actually have the same. Alright, rats also have a nictitating membrane which protects their eyes, which we couldn't really observe in our rat dissection last week. The difference between toads and frogs is also that toads have got rough skin, alright, and you can see the rough skin on this toad. Do you remember also that frogs and toads have got their nostrils up on the top of their head, and they also have nostrils inside their mouths so that they can breathe when they're underwater. Alright, with that I'm going to turn it over because I don't want to look at its little back anymore. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin its arms and legs down so that we can keep its poison glands isolated. What I'll eventually try to do is I will try to use an electrical current to stimulate its nerves as well. Oh, that is a ripe smell. I'm really sorry, guys. Oh. Alright. So, I don't know, can you see what I'm doing here?
Yep.
So this is a bit different to what we used when you guys did your dissection. You had a wooden board. I'm using like a polystyrene board underneath, so this can actually go, should be able to go through to it, just so that the pins can go into it. There we go. I'm kind of getting used to the smell, which is really worrying. Alright, its feet, I can describe the way it feels to you. So their feet are actually quite soft. They've got, I can see 5 toes. They've got like a really long middle toe. Can you see that? And its leg muscles, like they just keep wanting to spring back. Oh, these are so gross. Its little hands are yuck. Alright. On one hand, I'm glad that we're not doing this with a frog because I feel like if it was really cute, then I would not be as okay with this. But also, this is pretty disgusting. Alright. So, the cane toad is now being held in place. So, yeah, I've got a feeling it's going to smell pretty nasty when I'm losing my mask. Oh, alright. So you guys, we're going to do this exactly the same way as we did it when you did your dissection. So we'll start with a cut down the middle and some cuts across so that we can open it up. We're going to have a look at the abdominal walls first. Now it's a little bit frozen, so this is a bit harder to cut. There we go. Can you guys see this okay on the screen? Yeah? Oh, it's very swollen, which makes me think that there's some gas in there. Now what I'm trying to do at the moment is cut it so that I cut through just the skin but not through the abdominal wall, so that we can observe that first. What are frogs missing that allows them to breathe, to expand their lungs a lot? Do you remember? What was that, Taj? Ribs, yeah, they're missing ribs. So in this case, we'll be able to see how this abdominal wall is kind of what holds it together. It doesn't have ribs like us. Alright. How's everyone holding up? Good? Alright, so I'm just pulling the skin back so that we can see. So this is actually, the skin is attached to that abdominal wall. They don't have fat under their skin in the way that we do. Because they're cold-blooded, they don't need to insulate themselves in the same way. How's everyone going with their rat dissection bit that they had to take home? That's okay, it's due on Wednesday. Now, Taj, I think you left yours here, so I've got a copy here for you to take because you need to finish that before Wednesday.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my gosh, this is really hard to get up. So are you guys happy or disappointed that you're not doing this?
Happy.
Happy?
And I'm happy that we're the ambassador room.
I wish I could get you guys to at least help with this, but for safety reasons we just can't. Now Ms. Andrade might come in at some point to have an observe of what we're doing. Because, like I said, it was a really big deal for us to do this dissection, and I had to nag a lot for us to be able to do it. And so I think she just wants to see that it's worth it. So if she's to come in and see you guys all engaged and learning, then that will definitely show her that it was a good decision. Alright, we're almost there. So there's actually like a kind of, you can see that when I pull it away, well, can you see when I pull it away, that there's like kind of a thin sort of sticky layer that I have to cut that's connecting the skin to the abdominal wall. Can you see that? Tell me if you can't see what I'm talking about. It's almost like little strings that I have to cut. Oh, wow, that smells. Okay. So here we've got the abdominal walls. So you can see it's pretty much holding everything in. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to make an incision. But before I do, these are actually muscles. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have an 8-pack. Alright, so those are their abdominal muscles. Oh god, this smells so bad. Okay. So I'm going to cut through the abdominal wall now. Oh, and it's deflated, so that was all the gas that just woofed in my face. Gross. Alright. There's a fly that's loving life right now. Go away. Now, the poison glands, like I said, they're on top of the toad. So we've actually now, because it's on its back, they're on the other side. So we're protected from them. Ooh. Now, these are actually connected to the abdominal walls. Ugh. Okay, it's very swollen. So this here is one of the lungs. Alright. Can you see that? Just on that side. Ugh. The other lung is here, so they're actually kind of connected to the abdominal walls. I'm just going to cut away some of the stuff that's in the way. So lungs on both sides. How are you guys going with the smell? Not good? You know what's even worse is my year 10s that are in here next, they didn't even get to see the dissection and they still have to deal with the smell. Alright, so we've got the lungs here. I'm going to actually move them out of the way in a minute. But they are really small if you look at them. But we know that they can expand their lungs to a really large size. So their whole body can expand quite a lot when they have breathed in. So these, we'll have a look at them once I've cut them out. We can actually stretch them out quite a lot. So I'm going to cut the lungs out. Oh, I've actually popped that. So they're not doing the cane toad. They weren't allowed to do the cane toad at the end because they're hard to dispose of. If I was just to put this in the bin or dispose of it in landfill like we do with the rats, then if an animal was to dig that up and eat it, it's poisonous. So we actually need to burn these so that other animals are protected. Now everything inside this is actually a little bit shrunken and miserable, I think, because it's not as fresh. So its liver is actually really small. So here, oh dear, this is not a healthy toad. Oh, actually, sorry guys, they weren't the lungs before. These are the lungs right here. So they're just shriveled up and frozen right now. So I can tell these are the lungs because they're actually connected up to the trachea. Alright, so there's the trachea in the middle. Can you see that alright on the screen? Yeah. Can you see? I'm trying to.
Why is it still like shit, man?
Because it's starting to decay. So the process of decomposition means that bacteria are starting to break down all of the stuff that makes this up and return those nutrients back to what would normally be the ecosystem. However, they are forming gases which smell really bad.
It's not a rigor mortis.
Rigor mortis is when the muscles go really tense after death. Now, because this toad died a long time ago, its heart is not still beating, but when you cut out a toad's heart, if it's shortly after it's died, then it actually will keep beating for a little while. So here are the lungs. So I'll actually cut those out now. So I don't know what I just cut away before. I think there's a lot of swollen bits on it at the moment. Yeah. Alright, so there's one little lung. And you can see that's a bit more like the shape you'd expect a lung to be. So that other one was a bit unusual. Now normally what I would expect when I cut open a toad is to be able to see the liver first and foremost, but I think that it's actually shriveled up a little bit. Oh, what have I got? There we go. Ooh. That is pink. No, it's not a healthy toad. So I think what I'm seeing here, this is a little bit different to what I was expecting, guys, and this is the process of science. I think that this is the stomach, and this is the intestine, but I could be wrong, alright? So when we cut it up, we'll see that could actually be the stomach there. It's all just full of gas at the moment. Alright. So these, yeah, that's definitely an intestine. So that's the small intestine. This is the large intestine then that is really swollen up. And this is the stomach. Now we'll cut out the stomach and we can actually open it up and see what it's been eating. I've actually looped my finger here through the small intestine. Keisha and May, you look like you're struggling back there. Alright, so let's take the stomach out. Do we want to cut the stomach open now, or do you want to wait and look at that after we've looked at the rest of the organs? After? Alright, stomach, sitting there. It's actually quite a large stomach. Now, I just can't figure out where the liver is right now. I think it's shriveled up. Now, all of this yellow kind of stuff is actually fat. So it stores fat around its tissue, and in humans, our fat is that yellow color as well. Now, its little heart is just here. Let's get you out. Can you see that there's its heart?
Whoa.
Can you see that? It's very small, yeah. Alright. Now what I'd like to do is eventually cut through to its mouth so that we can see what's in its mouth. Alright. What was different about a toad's heart to a human's heart? Can anyone tell me? It has 3 chambers, so it has got 2 of what and 1 of what?
2 atrium.
2 atrium, 1 ventricle. So if we are looking here, where's the thing? Alright, so where I'm holding the tweezers is the top. So it's got, oh no, where'd it go? So it's got 2 atria, so the 2 parts up the top and down the bottom. They'll have 1 ventricle, oh sorry. So you'll have 2 parts up the top, 2 atria and 1 ventricle down the bottom, and they have a spiral membrane through the middle of the bottom to stop the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood from mixing. Sorry, did you want to take a photo of that, Bia? Did you get that? Cool. Alright. This little fly is having a field day. Alright, now I'm a little bit concerned about what's going to come out of this intestine, but I'm going to puncture it anyway just to get rid of some of the gas. Alright, just want to get that gas out of it so that I can sort of, oh, there's some frog poo. Alright, so what I'm actually going to do is cut away all of this stuff that's on the inside now so that we can see its nervous system, or its spinal cord behind. So we're going to move on to the other parts of it. Okay. This is pretty cool. Oh, okay, there's a lot of frog poo there. But all of that stuff is poo. So it's sitting in, what is the name for that bit down the bottom where the poo waits to come out? Where everything mixes together? Cloaca. It's an amphibian. Alright, so what you can see here, oh this is actually super cool. Alright. So what you can see here down the middle is its spinal cord. It's firm. Alright, so it is a chordate. So it is in the same group as us. Alright, so it is in the chordata class. And these here, all these little parts that come off them, those are actually nerves. So that I've looped those tweezers under are the nerves to its legs. So we're going to actually try and use those to transmit some messages through. Alright, before I move on to the nervous system, I'm actually going to cut open its stomach. We're going to see what it's eating. Oh, okay. There's nothing that's really clear that we can see. Hang on, let me sort through. Okay, we've got some little insects here. A little insect.
What is that?
It looks like it's been pretty digested. It looks like it might have been like a fly, or maybe even actually like a slater kind of bug. Yeah, there's nothing that's really easily identifiable. Oh, there's some little worm sort of things here as well. Alright. I mean, that's not surprising to us. We know that that's what they eat. Alright, so what I'm going to do, oh, that thing that flew off the table, can I get someone to just, oh, no, that's not what I needed. Sorry, I'm just going to be following some instructions for this thing with the electrical current, because I've never done it before. Alright. So instructions, cut open the abdominal wall of the frog. We've done that. Nerve muscle preparation. So we need to identify the sciatic nerve. So that is this, that's the sciatic nerve. Does anyone know anyone that's got sciatica? Anyone ever heard of that? Alright, so that's related to the sciatic nerve as well. So you trace along it, tie the Achilles tendon of the leg muscle with a cotton thread. Yeah, so I've got the cotton thread here. Oh, this smell is just rank. You're welcome, Cecil Andrews. They'll get to watch this with no smell. Oh. I don't. Do you know? I think after that rat dissection last week, I could smell rat on my hands even after, like, I hadn't touched it. I hadn't even touched the rat with my bare hands. Could you smell it on your hands as well? Anyone else?
Yeah, rat.
I feel like you're never going to forget the smell of rat.
I have.
I didn't even. I forgot it like after
Easy.
Saturday.
Alright, so I've tied this sciatic nerve.
Oh.
Can you see what I'm doing here? So I've got the thread, and you can actually see that I'm pulling it up now with that. Alright, so I'll put that thread to the side so I know where it is. Now the Achilles tendon, I need to... This is not as straightforward as you would think.
Breaking its toe.
No, I'm not breaking its toe. I'm actually going to unpin its leg. I'm actually going to expose its leg muscles.
Oh boy.
You feeling alright?
Oh.
Is everyone feeling okay?
Yeah, just
The smell? Yeah. I feel it. I'm kind of getting used to it, but every now and then it kind of hits me in a new wave, and I'm like, wow, that is pungent. Alright, so I'm going to expose its leg muscles now. Look, I'll be honest, I don't know that I will do this again just purely because the toad hasn't come in the best condition. If it was nice and fresh, I think that this actually would be a lot easier to see what's going on inside it, but mangled. Alright, so what we've got here, we've got its, so that's the front of its leg, its quad and its hamstring. Alright. This frog has not skipped leg day. You can't see it, I'm laughing. Well, I'm smiling. Alright. Oops, I squashed its little arm. Alright. So I'm going to cut it all the way down. So there's its calf muscle. I need to find its Achilles tendon because I'm going to tie its Achilles tendon as well. Do you guys know where the Achilles is on your body? It's kind of like up behind your ankle. So when you see like a footy player's done their Achilles, they're going to be out for a while. Taj, anyone at your footy club ever done their Achilles at footy? I just want to, at the end of this, turn the camera around and film how sad you all look right now. Alright, so we've got its calf here, and you can see there's a nerve that's running, well that's the tendon actually, sorry, running all the way through, down to there. This may or may not work. Alright, so I'm going to try and secure its Achilles tendon with some cotton as well. Pardon? Yeah, I'm going to use an electrical current to stimulate the muscles, just like we have electrical signals that make our nerves conduct messages. Alright, so another piece of cotton thread. Whew, this. This is actually really tricky because the cotton thread is the same colour as the tendon.
Wow.
So it's actually grey. There we go. Alright, so if you look here, I've got the tweezers there underneath. There's the tendon right there. Oh, you can't see that. That's what I'm holding up, the tendon. And I've got the thread underneath it. How are we going, ladies up the back? Thumbs up. Okay, cool. Can I just say, I was reflecting on this on Friday, because I wasn't here on Friday, but I was thinking about, firstly I told my boyfriend how proud I was of everyone, because I know that a lot of you were really, really squeamish about doing it, and you got right out of your comfort zones and gave it a go. But also, I remember my first dissection, and I wasn't as chill about it as I was when I did this with you the other day. So my first ever dissection was a bullseye, and I thought I was going to be sick. I remember being just absolutely beside myself. Guys, I'm just going to take this outside pair of gloves off. Notice how I took it off. So I like grab the glove just at the base and I pull it over so that everything that's contaminated is inside. So I'll put that in the bag so I can handle this electrical equipment, and then I'll put a new pair on again.
Oh, you have 2 pairs of gloves.
I have many pairs of gloves because safety when it comes to cane toes is no joke. Alright. So I've got my power source here. Oh, it feels good to just step away from that for a minute. As I was saying, the smell of bullseye is something that actually still haunts me. Like when I do bullseye dissections, like it doesn't even smell the same to me anymore, but I remember that specific smell really distinctly. So I don't think you're ever going to be forgetting your first dissection. Alright, so what I've done, I've separated the leg muscle from the bones. I've isolated the Achilles tendon. I am not going to put it in ringer solution. I'll use a pin to hold the muscle at the knee joint on one side. I don't know if you can't see. Hang on. This is the pictures I'm dealing with right now. You can't actually see what is going on there. Not ideal. Alright. Oh, that's help. Alright. A muscle at the knee joint. Alright, so I've got the muscle there at the knee joint. I cut that away. There's sciatic nerve here. Alright, apply a current to stimulate the nerve. Alright. I just realized I gotta put another pair of gloves on. So we're going to start with 2 volts.
2 volts.
You guys are all proper scientists right now. Like I know you feel gross, but it does. You're doing a great job. All right, so here, so I'm pulling on the sciatic nerve. So there's the nerve. You can see it.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to use that to just find where I put that on. Seriously? Yeah, can someone else go get that, please? Alright. So that actually really should be doing something right now. Thanks, guys.
You've really needed yard cooking.
Seriously?
At lunch in on your...
I already teach periods 1 through 6. What is wrong with these people? Alright.
With that. I think you're rough.
Thank you. Alright, this doesn't seem to be doing anything. Oh, but it is cooking the... I don't know if you can see what's happening right now. So it is not making anything happen there, but there is a lot of fizzing happening inside here.
Whoa.
Can you see the fizzing? I don't know what is going on, but it is actually cooking the toad. So maybe we'll stop. That doesn't seem to be doing what I want it to do. Alright. Sorry guys, that was a little bit of an anticlimax, but that was going to be a bonus thing anyway. Alright. At least we've seen the leg muscles. They've got really strong leg muscles at the back because they hop with them. We are going to cut into the mouth. We're going to look at the different teeth and stuff inside its mouth, its tongue, and then we're packing this thing up, alright? So we're on the home stretch now. Just pin its little legs back.
Wait, so that's what's the whole video.
Yeah.
Is there like sound?
Yeah, there's sound. So keep your language PG. Alright, so what I'm looking at here, this hole. Oh, you can't see that. Alright, so if I go like that, can you see that? Alright, this hole that I've got the tweezers going into, that is their trachea, so that would have connected up to the lungs before. Alright, so we have our mnemonic to help us remember. So I'm going to cut actually straight through the trachea into the base of its mouth. Now, it's actually a really mobile jaw that it's got. Alright. Actually, before I do that, ugh, look at its little mouth. Let's go in this way instead. Alright. Rachel. Alright. I'm going to hold its mouth open with this so that you can see, and I'm going to pull its tongue out. Ugh. It's very long. It's very stretchy. I reckon this actually might be the grossest thing we've seen so far. That's its tongue. I just ripped half of its tongue off. Oh, I'm sorry, Toad. The problem is when things start to decay, they're not as strong as they would have been. Yeah. Alright, so it is a really long, stretchy tongue. Alright, so you can see that. Now, when we look inside, we can see its nostrils on the inside. Can you see them? No, you can't. Hang on. Can you see them if I turn it like that? Yeah, you can. So those there are the nostrils inside the top. You see that? And the top of its mouth is hard. That's a bone. And so its brain will be in there behind that, but I don't think that that's something that we need to see. It's got two little teeth here that are on the sides. So those are... I'm trying to remember from those pictures. So I believe the ones that are on the inside of the mouth are the vomery teeth. And then the ones that are around the edge here are the maxillary teeth. Alright. I don't think that there's anything else inside the mouth that we need to see. Is there anything else that you feel like you wanted to see inside the toad that you have not seen? So these here, sorry, hip bones. Alright, that's connecting up right there. Connecting up to its legs. They've got quite strong bones there. I don't think... Yeah, there's really not a whole lot that's left to see except the brain if you really want to see it.
Brain.
Do you want to see the brain?
Yes.
Close your eyes, mate. Alright, we're going in. I don't know how well I'm going to do salvaging this.
Stab, stab.
Don't say stab, stab, stab. I'm not stabbing it. I actually don't think I can access its brain from this side. I'm just thinking. Yeah, no, I'm not going to be able to access it unless I turn it back onto its stomach again, and I don't want to expose the poison glands again. So we might actually skip that. So in that case, we have seen everything we need to see. Are you satisfied?
No.
Great. Alright.
I kind of want to see the poison sacs burst open.
Just all over me? Like a terrifying firework? Or even more terrifying than a firework when you really think about it. Fireworks are a little bit terrifying. Alright. So, same process as when we did the rat. We are going to sterilize everything. Alright? And package it up really carefully. Oh.
So you burn plastic.
Pardon?
You're going to burn plastic.
So all of this will get incinerated. So it's not like a regular, like they don't burn it in a regular way. So like this has to go in the freezer until they're able to come and pick it up. and so I can't just put it in paper in the freezer. Everything that's come into contact with it, the gloves, everything is going to be burnt. The polystyrene, the works. Alright, so we've got a nice strong solution. I'll save a little bit so I can wipe down the table afterwards. Everything that's come into contact with it is going to go in there. So I'll put the pins in. So I was telling some of the others last week, the dissection in general, once you get past the initial trauma of it, is really educational when you think about what we're actually observing inside and how everything connects up to each other. And I was saying my friend studied anatomy and physiology, so learning about the structure of humans, specifically of all their parts of their body, and physiology is how they actually work. And so she had to dissect a human. So she had a cadaver that they had donated their body to science, and they dissected this person over the course of a whole semester at uni in a group. And like you can't even imagine like how confronting that was for her, but also the benefits of that experience were enormous as well. So I'm just going to put these ends in there because they have also touched the toad. Alright. Oh, that is just a really nasty smell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this little guy up. Even though it's a cane toad, it still deserves our respect. Alright. So as I said, we're going to put all of its organs back into it. Sorry about the nerve impulses, guys. I'll see if I can find a video of that happening. I'm not sure what I did wrong. And then close it back up. It's a lot smaller than it was before because it's lost all that gas that was inside it. Alright. Should we have given him a name? I don't know. That was a male toad, by the way.
Dead dog.
Dead dog. Cody?
Cody.
Why Kobe?
Cody.
Why Cody? Oh, Toady. I thought you said Cody. Alright, so everything is going in there. Alright, can I ask a favour? Can I get someone to just grab me some paper towel? Just like a big sort of swat of paper towel from over there. You didn't want to help. I just literally just need you to grab it for me to wipe up. There's nothing to see anymore. But I can see how it is, Taj. You don't want to help. Alright, so toad. Safely sealed. Thanks, mate. Alright. So, in your case of your rat, you guys used a wooden board. You've got a cardboard board for a cane toad so that we can throw that away. It's very fiddly. Yeah, Taj, the opportunity for helping is over now. You can relax. Alright. So I've got to be strategic here. I've got to plan it out. So I'm going to wipe down the inside of this. I'll wipe down the bench. And then I'm going to take off all my safety equipment and dispose of that. Do you want to open the door up, Rachel? We can open the door now so that we can get rid of that smell.
It doesn't mean it smells kind of good, does it?
Yeah, it's fine. If we spread it over a bigger area, it's not going to smell as intense. Alright.
It's gonna be inside the tent.
Do you reckon I should or should not tell my year 10s that there was a dissection in here? Just let them wonder why it smells so bad? Alright. We're done. We're clean. Alright, so first I'll take off the outside pair of gloves.
Oh, 3 pairs of gloves.
2. No, I put an extra pair on. Ugh. I think that this was like holding the smell over my face because it doesn't smell as bad anymore. Hi, well, you've missed the toad dissection.
It stinks.
Yes, it really does. You are correct. These guys have been troopers. See, look how strong you guys are. You're just like, yeah, we can deal with
Be
this.
nice for your intent and all that. Yeah, go to the library.
Alright. Toady, done. So all the other equipment being sterilized in there. What is that? So this is just a salt solution. Alright. Just gonna turn this off.
And bye-bye.
See ya.